So, hello everyone. I think we start our session. Can everyone hear me? Sorry. Okay. Okay. Thank you everyone for participating and welcome to this webinar with us today. So, the idea of this webinar is to talk about the Open Innovation Challenge launched by Niterra Group recently. I will start with a brief introduction about Hello Tomorrow, and then I will hand it over to Frederick and Iwazaki-san for the presentation about Niterra Group and the Venture Lab. We will also leave at least 15 minutes for a Q&A session. So if you have any question, please use the chat bot on this Livestorm platform. You can ask your question all along our presentation and discussion, and then we will take time to answer your question one by one in the end of our presentation. Okay, so let's start. So who are we? Hello Tomorrow. I think maybe some of you might know us before. You may already participate our global summit, or you may already discussed with Marie, also from our consulting team. So the main goal of Hello Tomorrow is to accelerate deep tech ventures. Especially, we are helping deep tech startups to develop, grow, and scale up. And as you can see, we start to build up this deep tech collaborative ecosystem since 2011. And nowadays, we have a team of 45 people with a mixed background from both science and business. And we are also from more than 20 different nationalities. And we have also established a very strong worldwide networks with international startups, VCs, and corporates. And Hello Tomorrow has also a very unique business model. So the most famous one is the ecosystem and the events. As you said, every year we organize this global summit. We reunion like more than 10,000 startups and a lot of VCs, corporates, different experts from tech backgrounds, and they are gathered through this event and make some exchanges. And we also created a new business, core business is the venture capital. So with this service, we make co-investment with other VC firms for the most promising deep tech startups globally, and especially at pre-seed and the seed stage. And as for the another service we are having today is the startup program. We help startups to adjust their critical challenge, refine their business strategies, and also helping them to find partnerships or raise funds. And about consulting service, so where me and Marie are today, we propose so tailored consulting service to help especially corporates and governments clients to identify the upcoming trends and the new business opportunities. So this is about Hello Tomorrow. I will not take more time from Niterra because I preferred. I think it's better that Fred and Iwazaki-san to spend more time to explain you what Niterra Group is doing today and what are their collaborations with the startups today. So maybe Frederick, you can start up with your introduction. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining this webinar. It's already great to see super interesting startups on the participant list. Thomas, hi, nice to see you. I think I saw you on my LinkedIn a few days ago, so awesome to see highlight here in the webinar again. I'm Fred in the Global Venture Lab of Niterra. I lead growth and ecosystems, which also means I'm responsible for all the partnerships that we have with other startups. Basically, to be transparent, my KPI is deal flow. So bringing the most interesting startups to us into the company and working together is my main target. And what I'm sharing a bit now is what is Niterra doing? Why are we doing this? What are we even doing here? Isn't this just a spark plug company, and so on and so on. Then afterwards, my colleague Iwasaki-san from SRL, which is a science research lab, who will share more about the tech side of this challenge. So the tech questions and everything will be more around his part, and the venture side and the venture collaboration side will be the next few slides. So what are we even doing here? Basically, as some of you might know, it all started with a spark plug. Nearly 90 years ago, this company was founded and is one of the leading OEMs, specifically for spark plugs around the world. 4 billion turnover yearly, currently with 15,000 employees worldwide. Now that changed. We're not called NGK anymore. We're not called NGK NTK anymore. It changed 2 years-ish ago to Niterra. So we've become Niterra, which is a mix of the words Niterra, shine, and Terra, earth. So making the world shine is our new objective. Not making cars drive, but making the world shine. And part of that, of course, is funding innovative solutions that help society and that helps the world make it a better place and make it shine. How do we do that? There are different ways of corporates to work with startups. We decided to make it very simple. It had to go out of this whole corporate setup and into its own lab that can run more independently with more, let's say, startup experienced people. So the Global Venture Lab within Niterra consists of founders that are based in Silicon Valley, Berlin, Tokyo. I'm based in the Berlin office. So we've got founders, startup people, but also business experts. And we all come together to support startups. And that we do through 3 main things. One side is venture building side, where we build ventures, solutions, solve problems from the ground up. And create ventures out of that, and then spin them off or sell them, or many solutions there. Second is a strategic $100 million investment fund that we have that's currently run by Pegasus Tech Ventures, where we invest into startups that strategically make sense for us. What does strategically make sense for us? I'll show you the next slide, what the topics are that we focus on. And then a very important part is the partnership and collaboration. We also call co-creation with startups together, where we basically bring in early stage founders and support them on the way to build MVPs, build prototypes, test the market, find product market fit, and then support them scaling their solution. All right, but what makes strategically sense for us? We are focusing on 3 main verticals that are based around our expertise. One is health, specifically innovative home health and point of care solutions. One is mobility, of course. That's basically where we're coming from, and to contribute to this mobility transition to the future of mobility and how we move. And then the third is energy and environment, which is something that we in this call now focus more around, of course, which means developing new solutions for clean air, water, energy production, distribution. These are the 3 main verticals that we're focusing on. That's also where our expertise lies, and where we can offer the most value to founders. Why do we do that? From the founder's perspective, we really understand the tough reality for founders. Most of us have been there already, struggled with trying to raise funding, specifically in the last few years, with the VC funding landscape being really, really tough, specifically on deep tech startups that have both tech uncertainty and also market uncertainty, and let's find out who to sell it to. And it's very tough to raise funding. It's very tough to manage the operations. Finding the right people to work with, crucial for the start, to bring it to a product market fit. And then the whole learning on the go part. So what we saw there is that while you try to build your product, while you try to solve this problem, you can't really focus on that, because as founders and as an early stage team, you're held up by all these different things that are distracting you from actually solving the problem, for actually why you're doing this and why you're building this company. So we help you to focus on what matters most. at the end of the day, by providing funding through convertible note, and also services. Services means our people, the engineers that we have, the business experts that we have, the founders that we have. Consider them as one of your first hires, one of your first like close team members. There won't be like consultants just like in an accelerator where they give you courses and they say, oh, you should try this, or in the last startup I did this and that, and you could try that out. No, imagine them being like in your war room with you for months and months, bringing your idea to prototype to product market fit to scaling. Then also offer operational support. Sorry. Also offer operational support to take away all the things that we already have set up as a corporate, right? Financials, HR, legal. So all the not so fun part. We support through the network that we have and the leverage that we have as a global corporation. So access to the market network, the sales experts, door openers to decision makers in politics and companies, and then also the corporate strength that we have. So both internal domain experts, so on the internal side, but also on the external side, the strength that we have. And that's how we support startups. It's how we've been supporting startups in the last few years, and very successful mostly. So the venture lab's been existing now for 4 years. In the past, we've been focusing a lot on health and mobility, although energy was always a very important topic to us. And now we are focusing more on the energy topics. We've got the right hires for that now internally in the team as well, which is why we're also organizing this challenge now to find the right startups that are in the right position, they're in the right mode of what we are looking for. And yeah, that's how we support startups from the Global Venture Lab side. Now, how it all looks on the tech side, I'm very happy to forward now to my colleague Iwasaki-san, who's been sitting in Nagoya, Japan at the moment. So Iwasaki-san, please take it away.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Masato Iwasaki, and I'm a senior manager of R&D Group of Niterra. And first, let me introduce our company briefly. As Fred introduced, our company name is Niterra, and established in 1936. And our headquarters is located in Nagoya, and the third biggest city in Japan. And our main factory is located in Komaki, and which is neighboring city to Nagoya. And actually, I'm here in Komaki. And on the left side, you can see our financial status, and on the right side, you can see our product. And our main product is automobile components, and we also have a business of the semiconductors or industrial application. Next, please. Next. How can I slide? Okay, thank you.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Let me introduce our sensor technology. And as you can see, we have many kinds of sensors used in the automotive, and including oxygen sensors. You can see at the bottom, which measures the oxygen concentration in exhausting gas. And for the left side, you can see knocking sensor, which detects the knocking of the engine, and air quality sensors, which detect hazardous substance in the air, and the temperature sensors or NOx sensors, which measure the concentration of the NOx gas in the exhausting gas. So we have another development of the hydrogen detection sensor, which will be used in the fuel cell vehicle. So we have many assets in sensors, including evaluation of sensors, and the algorithm for sensor control, quality assurance for sales network. Next, please. So let me introduce another background of a carbon recycling system. We are expecting such an item system in the future. For example, from the left side, from the renewable energy and water, we can produce hydrogen. And from the exhausting gas or air at the top, we can obtain CO2. And when you react CO2 and hydrogen, you can obtain methane or methanol. And it can be upgraded to jet fuel or chemicals or the e-fuels. And if you see the system, you can see the many types of gases, such as hydrogen or CO2 or methane, are involved in the system. So we are expecting that the advanced gas system technology or gas infrastructure will be desired. Next, please. Next. So this slide shows our scope of the challenge. Our scope is a combination of the advanced sensing technology and energy and environment. And regarding the advanced sensing technology, we are looking for, as you can see in the figure, higher sensitivity, for example, reaching the PPP order, or higher selectivity or lower power consumption. And here is picture is an example of the MEMS type of sensor, which use silicon technology. On the other side, regarding the energy and environmental region, we are looking for next generation gas monitoring system, such as hydrogen or ammonia. And we are also looking for the decentralized energy system or infrastructure, and with the integration of IoT or AI technology. Next, please. So this slide shows the three use cases we proposed. First is a smart gas grid, and similar to electricity in conventional smart grid, and gases would be effectively used, managed, or monitored. So we are interested in the integration with hydrogen production equipment or the power generation equipment using hydrogen. And the second is energy asset management. We are interested in the optimization of the use of the energy asset, such as electricity or gas or liquids such as synthetic fuel, to enhance the operational efficiency. And the last is the environmental monitoring. We are interested in the monitoring the leakage of the gas that accelerate global warming, such as not only CO2 or methane. And to meet with the future regulatory standards, we expect that more advanced sensing technology or integration of IoT will be required. Next, please. So this is the last slide. So the can Niterra provide, especially for the technical aspect. We are seeking up startups developing the cutting-edge gas or liquid sensors, as well as IoT system combined with the sensing technology. So we can provide new gas asset based on sensor business, as I explained, such as evaluation, algorithms for sensor control, or quality assurance, or test network. And if we can meet with the startups familiar with the gas infrastructure or system, we can provide our developing sensor technology for co-creation. Thank you for attention.
Okay, thanks, Iwazaki-san, for the presentation. Fred, I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, thank you very much. Very good presentation, Iwazaki-san. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Iwazaki-san. Just before we jump into the Q&A part, just make a reminder about our challenge. So as you can see, we have launched the call for applications since 2 or 3 weeks, and we have until the 8th of July to receive all your applications. So please don't hesitate to complete and start your application form on our website. And then between the July 8th and the end of July, we're going to evaluate internally with Niterra Group. Now you are going to receive an announcement by the end of July, and then you will have the full summer to prepare your driver to Japan, because as we said, the finalists selected, they will have they will participate 2 weeks acceleration boot camp. 1 week will be online and 1 week will be in person in Tokyo, Japan. Okay, so this is about the timeline. And now, so if you have any question, feel free to ask on the chat bot. So I will take one by one the question. So first one we have from Hannah. Are you interested in water efficiency monitoring, not just energy efficiency?
Yeah, sorry, I always started answering questions in the chat. As part of this challenge, probably not so much. Us as Venture Lab in general, yes, very much. As mentioned, we're looking into water systems currently, home water solutions, and aquatech currently as well. So yeah, sure, me up, and we can look at it.
Okay, thanks, Fred. So second question from Dimitri. How important is the IoT compatibility? We have developed no intrusive sensors from missing levels in process tanks, but they are not IoT. They are conventional BUS capable solution? So either Iwasaki-san, you can answer.
Yeah, Iwasaki-san, maybe you could reply to that.
Yes. So the yes, and it's even still conventional, but the idea is new, and it's acceptable to consider.
I think
so basically, bottom line, yes, absolutely fine as well. If the idea is cool, then please apply. Super good.
Yeah, the idea is that I can maybe just add a little bit more about the details. So either you develop a pure sensor technology, gas or liquid sensors, either you have an IoT solution that could be coupled with those sensor technology. So both of them are welcomed. Another question from Thomas. So we are developing a vector to transport sensors on large-scale inspection. Is that relevant for Niterra in this challenge?
Good question. So if I sound correctly, it's about transporting sensors for inspection. Is that correct, Thomas? Yes. All right. Good question. So either will it be interesting for us in general? Yes, absolutely. Will it be interesting for the challenge? We're going to check. I'd say handling your application. Generally, I think it sounds super interesting for us as a whole. For this challenge, we're going to see, but nevertheless, super interesting.
Okay, so another question from Rita Prata. We have a new laser-based sensor technology for all the gases mentioned. We will apply it. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, so they're asking, so they are interested in accelerating their sales network, and how would the relationship be?
Yeah, very good question. So it depends on the stage that you currently are in as a startup. Could you give some info what stage you currently are, more or less? Early sales. Yeah, interesting. Good. So if we would end up working together, and if we would do this co-creation process, which would include investment and also which would include investment and also the services in kind, it will look like as follows: that some of our internal founders that have founded sensor startups in the past, and our commercial experts would look at your business case, would look at the current marketing and sales channels that you used, and evaluate all of that. And then with you together, probably build a sales plan and then also give you the salespeople on hand, so the salespeople that we have internally within Niterra, to achieve those numbers. That means, though, that we went into this co-creation process together, right? It wouldn't only focus on sales. There are like 12 different modules that we look into. It would be sales, it would be commercial, it would be HR and people, and so on and so on. But if you already say sales would be one of the key things that you need right now, then of course that would be something that we would focus on together with the team and with your team to support you there, basically. But it's tough to say exactly how it would look like, because we have to look at or evaluate where you are right now, what you've done so far, and which people we could bring in to support you best. Okay.
Thank you for the answers.
Raising Series A round.
Okay, so
could
maybe
be just one quick thing. Raising Series A round could be a bit too late stage for the venture lab that we have right now. That would be more for the investment fund that we have. There we are also strategic partners, but more hands off. But yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look, and then we'll see. It's a case by case decision in the end, anyways. Okay, next question.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. So another question from Dimitri. So they are currently testing their sensors in the oil and gas domain for field test. They have had interest from biorefineries, and they also think that there are applications in H2 and ammonia value chains. Is this a good case for this specific accelerator? They use also piezoelectric stack in their sensors, and as such, it seems like a great fit for it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Hits all the buzzwords that we need to make it interesting for our board as well. Yosaki-san, what is your opinion on that?
Yeah, same opinion. Yes, and even not only hydrogen and ammonia and the physical material. Yes, it's a good activity with us.
Maybe something worth mentioning is that also in SRL, the engineers and the research that we have there are researchers that also research on sensors at MIT or at universities in Japan. So they're one of the leading, or amongst the leading researchers and engineers for sensors. So that's really how we try to bring value there as well from the research and development side. Amrutha.
Yes, so Amrutha, yes. We have a question. Yeah, so maybe you can answer, Fred.
Fair question. So there are two things that we do, right? Generally, as venture lab, we not only do this challenge, but we look into many different spaces. We're always looking for startups also outside of this challenge to collaborate with and to try to bring value and possibly invest in it as well, build MVPs, prototypes, etc. That's what we do as general. And part of that right now is this challenge that we're doing, this innovation challenge, and where we focus on these sensor IoT or sensor or IoT-based use cases. So from what I've understood so far from Highlight is generally for us as Venture Lab or as Niterra, super interesting case. But just for this specific challenge where we're looking for use cases that more utilize sensors, I'm not 100% sure how well it fits into the scope of this challenge, but as mentioned, we do a lot of other things as well, and also work with startups outside of this challenge. So I would still say it would be great to get your deck and more information, because I could see some value there as well for us. I hope that made it clearer.
Thanks, Fred, for clarification.
Perfect. Because also I know already Iwasaki-san, detecting leaks is also something specifically hydrogen leaks, also something you're really interested in, right? So yeah, super interesting case, nevertheless.
Yeah, any other questions? We still have 15 minutes. So feel free to ask all your questions now, and then you can better prepare your application form.
All right.
Yeah, all right. I see there are some people are typing, so maybe we can wait a little bit. So,
yeah.
okay, so if we are getting ready for our Series A, are we too advanced to apply?
Vibrata, in all honesty, for this challenge, probably yes. You'd be too advanced to apply for that part. Still, let's stay in contact because it could be an interesting case for our investment arm. But here we're looking more for earlier stage startups where we can support with the go-to-market and find the product market fit. So still, let's stay in contact. I think for this challenge could be rather on the later stage of things. All right. Okay. If there's a follow-up on that, there might be a follow-up on that. There you go. All right, and to the next question. On the practical side of things, what do we get if we win? On one side, a very practical thing, as we're still discussing, is the final prize, money that could be involved. On the other side is being forwarded and fast-tracked to this co-creation program, where we have the 500K investment and then also 500K in services in kind, so our resources, our people, for 12 months, where we get our people working on your problems, basically. So it would be investment in cash and also the services in kind. And basically what we showed on this slide here. Of course, I will answer now that the terms are founder-friendly terms created by founders, but at the end of the day, no, they're not super fixed. There's some wiggle room to find something that fits to the specific stage that you're in, and the stage of the technology that you have at the moment, right? So no, they're not super fixed. They're really based on the negotiations with you guys. And what fits best to where you're at right now. You know, some are super early stage, they just have an idea, they need to build prototypes, some already have some validation, and just need to finalize their product market fit and scale. So it really depends on that. Yeah, exactly. 100%, we agree on that. And also on all transparency, of course, in the beginning, we're like, oh, let's do it fixed term, like Antler has or Y Combinator has, but the founders in our team said that's not the way to do it. Let's, to be honest, bullshit. So let's have some space to make it work, to work with the founders as well, because everything else wouldn't make sense. Absolutely agree with that. Good. Any final questions from your side? Else, you got my email address there now. So if any questions, just hit me up as well. Happy to receive your questions. And other than that, happy to receive your applications and start looking through them by, I think, early July. I think deadline's next week. And yeah, wherever you're at right now, have a great day, have a great evening, have a good morning. And thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you everyone
soon,
for
Thomas.
joining. See you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.